Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Books with Natasa. Today I wanted to film a book boyfriends video so I can let you know my top 5 book boyfriends of all time. And I'm so excited for this video, so let's get started with a rant of my favorite men. It's just... The first guy that has my entire heart, my mind, my soul is Luke King from the Origin series. And Luke is just such a sweetheart. I love him so much. We first meet him in the Lux books by JLA in book 4, I believe, Origin. And we see him like being this little kid who is like a mobster, and it's like he makes a super dramatic entrance basically. I was in love with him even then, and now with the Origin series I got to see a new whole side of him, and his relationship with Phoebe is just perfection. I love how he always tries his best to cheer her up with lame pickup lines. Those just warm my heart. And he just always been super supportive of her, always treats her not like something broken or something that needs to be taken care of constantly, but he also sees her as her own person, and I just love that. Just talking about Luke reminds me of the ending of The Brightest Night, and I want to cry. But aside from that, he's just... Also, we see him carrying the weight of the world in his shoulders. He has carrying so much guilt because of his time with Achilles, or with Nancy, what she did to him, and he basically has a lot of problems because he wasn't exactly raised to be normal. He grew up in a lab, and he had been held captive for most of his life until he was strong enough to escape. So he has a lot of baggage. So that's why being with Evie is so important to him. It helps him keep his humanity because of what stuff this organization did to him. It comes and goes with him, and it's just so sad and heartbreaking. And I just love him, and I hope has his happy ending in the final book. Next we have my cinnamon roll, Thomas Creswell from Second Jack the Ripper series. Thomas is just super clever, he's sarcastic, he just appreciates Audrey Rose so much. I love watching them to interact and have this cute little banter going back and forth between them. It's just amazing. Also, I love how even though he doesn't understand emotions very well, he does his best to read basically Audrey Rose and try to figure out by analyzing a lot of stuff in his mind what to say and how to act with her, and, and it's just amazing. Also, I love how Audrey Rose is so accepting of his character, even though he's not the easiest person to get along with. He hasn't really prioritized being socially active, so he just wants to focus on his profession and deductions and all that. So when he meets her on the road, like, wow, he's like, this girl is beautiful, and her mind, her tone is just wow. She really has a way of working her mind, and it's just amazing. Thomas is just such a gentleman. I love him so much. I mean, he notices even the smallest things, and he is just the sweetest. Also, we see him in book 3 not being sure about Audrey Rose's feelings, but he still lets her decide if she wants to be with him and doesn't force her to do anything because it's always been her choice according to him. So that's what I love most about him, how he always prioritizes her feelings, and it's just so sweet. Next we have Aaron Warner, and he's just the epitome of hotness. Wow, I mean, I have never done a complete 180 for a character before in my life. I mean, I started reading the Salem series and I really liked Adam. I was totally didn't understand why so many people liked Warner. So when book 2 started, even though she basically there was this sex tension between Juliet and Aaron, and so many stuff happened, and they end up kissing in that super hot scene, and I was so into that. I mean, I was never into it when she and Adam were having any of those scenes, and I was like, is this me or is everyone just shipping them? So when I read book 3, it was a done deal. After that scene with Adam, I ended up hating him. I'm still hating him. I mean, he was so cruel to Juliet. She just came back from being dead, and he basically told her, go back to where you came from, I wish you were dead. And people are surprised why I hate him. I mean, come on. But back to the point. Warner has been in love with Juliet ever since he met her. I'm so sorry, I'm confusing my tone for some reason, but back to the point. And he has no idea why his feelings are so tense because he just met her, but he can relate to her so much. He understands how her mind works and why she feels the stuff that she's feeling, and he tries to get her to accept her powers and be this powerful version of herself, not being afraid of other people's opinions. And I love that about him. Also, we see that he was never the bad guy. Actually, he wanted to help Juliet, but she has never had any contact with humans, so she doesn't know how to act. And there are so many stuff that she has misunderstood, so we see those play out more in the series. Also, Warner is just like the most supportive man. I mean, he's the sweetest. He just loves Juliet so much, super intense, and I'm so here for it. Also, I feel like Juliet sometimes doesn't appreciate him. I mean, if I had him, I would be all over him all day. But that's beside the point, and I'm sure many people feel that way as well. But this is just amazing. He is just incredible, and I love him so much. I mean, he has so many different. He has a really powerful mind. He has combat skills. He's super tall, blonde, tattoos. I mean, come on, who wouldn't love him? Next, we have Reason from the Akatar series, one of my all-time favorite series again, and I was attracted to Reese ever since we met him in the Akotar books. I mean, that line that you have been looking for you had been engraved in my mind. I wasn't sure how Reese and Farah would get together reading book 1, but after reading book 2, it made so much sense because in book 1, when Tamlin and her got together, I didn't really connect with them. I was like, this is the romance that everyone is been screaming about on the internet, but after reading book 2, I completely understood. I mean, there was so much slow burn progression with Reese and Farah's romance. I mean, Reese had had feelings for her during the Avatar books, but we have no idea about that because he needs to keep this mask of the cruel and night court High Lord. Oh my God, what did I just say? High Lord of the Night Court. I'm so sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, he needs to act cruel because Aramansa can find out any of his weaknesses because she will use them against him. But after that, we see them both struggling with the events of Under the Mountain, and Reese really just wants to help her, and I just love about that. Also, we see that the differences between Tamlin and Reese is just Tamlin doesn't really care about Farah so much that he wants to help her basically not die because she's wasting away month by month. She doesn't eat. She basically gets eaten by guilt and sorrow, And Reese saw that and he's trying so much to help her. He tries to feed her, get her to get angry at him, train her new powers, and even though Tammy doesn't want her to use them, he just tries to help her so much. And we see him getting super desperate about it, and because he cares about her so much, and we see her just being so heartbroken about the stuff that happened to her. I mean, she doesn't even feel like she's safe in her own body because it's so different. But I love how we get to see her become more of herself and accept her feelings with reason, and they become like the most adorable, cute couple ever. They're just incredible. Also, Reese is just so protective, sweet, and gentlemanlike. I mean, I love the banter. Also, I love how supportive he is, and it's just amazing. Finally, we have a new book boyfriend that recently made the top 5 for me, and that is Castile Daniel from the From Blood and Ash series. And I know many of you can be surprised because this series has been all over my Instagram, all over everywhere basically I can talk about it. And Castile is just, I was hooked for, I was in love with him from the moment I saw him in the From Blood and Ash series. I already knew what was going to happen with the betrayal between him and Poppy. I totally guessed it. But the progression of the relationship in book 2 was incredible. I love how we have no idea if what Castile is feeling is real because he has lied so much to Poppy. But we see those cracks in his mask, so slip out that he actually really cares about her, and that's why he wants to marry her, not just to save their brothers or the kingdom, but because he's in love with her. But he has no idea what that means. He knows that he really cares about her. He knows that he doesn't want her to get hurt or anything like that. And it's super intense. Also, we have a lot of spicy scenes in these books, and I love them. Also, many people have said that Castile is just this really flat out character that doesn't have much depth. He's just there to make Poppy feel better and just make her seem like this powerful female lead, and I so disagree with that. He does have a deep character, he just doesn't have so much intricate plot behind his story because we don't really know a lot of details for his life and character. But I totally understand that because Jelly doesn't really give us so many background for the male characters, not as much anyway for as the female ones, but still I can see the love they have for one another and how much he cares about Poppy, and we see him also being his own person while in book 4 basically, but also how much he loves Poppy when he sacrifices himself. But yeah, anyway, that's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I sure hell did enjoy very much talking about my favorite book boyfriends, and like, subscribe, and stick around. I have a lot of content coming up your way, and I will see you for my next video very soon. Bye!